my own business, and Jack was working for me. Imagine, I was his helper, now he's my worker. He said, this is just really, scary for us. I told him I don't know why I am a salesman or I'm good or whatnot. As he was reading my book one day, I remember he said that I kind of know the answer now. I told him, okay, what's the answer? Because I don't know myself. He says, you son of a gun, you have been selling religion such a long time. I told him, I sell religion? I don't sell religion. He said, no, you've been teaching the faith in Iran. And that, in reality, has made you a salesperson. Because you sold ideas, which is intangible. Tangible ideas like material is very easy for you now. I told him, I swear to God, I never thought that one day I'm going to teach Baha'i Faith in Iran, and as a result I become a salesman in Canada. Like, this is very strange, but it's true. You're right. God seems to know how to take care of you in that way. He knew, I suppose, that I'm coming down here and I have to learn these things. Anyways, the striking point, I guess, for me was in Canada, that a parallel things was happening. I just noticed, I observed it, that while Baha'i Faith in 1844 was revealed in Iran by the Bab and Baha'u'llah, the people of United Kingdom, leading the rest of the European, mainly was themselves, and there are French and others, and they're building new country called Canada, United States, Australia. And look what they have done. The whole planet wants to become Canadian or American or Australian. So the new world is built by England, really, by United Kingdom. So, and these two movements, building a new world and revealing a new world, was happening simultaneously kind of in the world, and these people were not kind of aware of each other. Baha'is in Iran, they didn't know much about Canada and United States at the time, I imagine, at the time of Bab and Baha'u'llah. And English people, I suppose they didn't know anything about this happening in Iran. But there is such a coincidence and affinity of one idea with another, one in the West, one in the East. And that was, again, tremendous to me. The Baha'is in Canada, that was amazing things to me, to come and actually see some white Englishman or anywhere, Italian, Czechoslovakian, they're actually Baha'is and they're practicing Baha'i Faith. They're fasting, they're praying, and this was something really tremendous again. And because of them and their help and their sponsorship, I suppose, we all came to Canada from Iran in 1984, before, a few years before that and after that. Well, I don't know. I hope that we have been able to serve Canada and Canadian, and I hope at least it did not cause any trouble for anybody. But this the story was always in my head that I have to do something for people, for Canada, for the world. I see these things going on. Canada and Baha'i Faith. But at the same time, I was seeing there are problems. The system, the Baha'i Faith as a system, and Canada as a system, it has deficiencies, there's no doubt. So an idea called Canadianism was developing in the back of my mind. What should this country be better than what it is right now? And what else can we do to improve it? And the Baha'i Faith as well, I saw that people are helping me, no doubt, to come down here and everything else, but the system, Baha'i system, was just not exactly what it should be, and not a lot of freedom in it. The system was taking over the people, I should say, in the Baha'i Faith. Something that Shoghi Effendi, one of the writers of the Baha'i Faith, is always warning us, be careful that the system doesn't take over. The goal is not this administration or system. The goal is for us to become a spiritual through the means of Baha'i Faith, which is really a highway to go towards the ascendancy, a spiritual ascendancy. And all this administration and rules are like a traffic sign. They're the police and this and that. They cannot stop and should not stop the commuter in this road, which is Baha'i Faith. The ultimate goal is their spirituality. the spirituality which is tangible, which is logical, and which can be practiced. And that is nothing but getting along with the rest of the people of the world, creating an organism of a live one out of other people, a group that is made out of a lot of people, in which, like an osmosis pressure, we give to each other. And in this exchange, we kind of improve ourselves. I as an Iranian, others as an English, others as a Chinese, East Indian, blacks. We are all people. How could we make a society out of this combination? That is what the goal of the Baha'i Faith was. So, I was in this kind of ideas that I was struck a few times by the misgiving of the system, one of which I think caused a divorce in our family. And the other one that in, I think, 1993, I found out that something fundamental has to be done. And it's hard for you to believe, but I came in contact with the reality, a bigger, larger reality beyond this world. And that reality told me I'm an elder of God and I have to do something about it. And for a time being, I didn't know what they want me to do. I thought it's teaching and this and that. And I decided to send a letter to Universal House of Justice, which is the supreme Baha'i organization, the head of the Baha'is in the world. And the tone of the letter changed. Even I didn't know this is what I started to do, but it just led right there, that I found out we have to have, besides the Universal House of Justice, which is an election of the 9 people, men, to be there, there has to be a Universal House of Guardianship as well. That is primarily elected by the Baha'is among the women. So these men and women separated in 2 new houses, in 2 separate houses, with 2 different functions, acting like the father and the mother of the world. And these are the texts in the Baha'i Faith. Well, you could imagine what happened. I was immediately excommunicated, sent out. From 1993, and today is 27th of October 2010. At 11 o'clock in the night, I'm talking to you. So I was wondering, saying to God, that you asked me to do something, but I don't think I have enough time. I'm 52 years old, at least by my ID, but in reality I'm born in 1956. What am I going to do? People are not listening. Baha'is, they don't heed the situation. And there seem to be, it just seems I'm out of time. Many times before I had answer from Baha'u'llah or others in my vision that it is just the way it is. That the God, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Baha'u'llah, they always come ahead of their time for the people in the future. Why? Because people at the time always deny the prophets of God, the men of God, the truth, the reality. That's been the case, all the time. Even with scientists. But when the time comes, the 2nd, 4th generation comes, people, they're like heroes, and their heroes are always dead, so dead people becomes hero, they're writing and everything else. People listen to them. So I was in this situation that, so what do? I don't have enough time. I need more life, more to live, and my energy is already depleted. I was talking to my son one day, and that's how I get inspiration, when I talk to people in a spiritual, dialogue. I just discovered again, what I have to do is to extend my life here by creating these videos today I'm talking to you, which will contain, I'm hoping, the whole shebang of the world, whatever that I know. And if I'm passed on, so these videos are here, and people can hear me what I'm saying. And maybe when I'm dead, as the tradition of the people of this planet is, they might then pay attention to me. This way, I'm extending my stay in the planet by these talks. Because what would I do except what I'm saying to you? There's not much more that you need to know, more than what I know to let you know. So if it becomes useful, you can always use it. And if it wasn't useful, at least I haven't lost anything. I've left something like a biography of who I am, an itinerary of that. And that is the reason of making this video. And this was essentially an introduction of what I'm going to be talking next later on. Thank you very much. Have a good night and good days, all the people of the earth. I love you all. Thank you.